Folks, Mark with the North Florida Bicycle Club, and today the question is, what is an echelon? Now, maybe some of you haven't heard the term before, but maybe you've heard echelon. Say, what is that? So here's a quiz to start off with. An echelon just means top notch, like number one, okay. Echelon is a type of shellfish served at finer restaurants. It's a new car model. I'm driving the new Ford Echelon, or it's a style of riding. Of course, you can probably figure out, since this topic is about riding, it is actually a style of riding. It's a style of riding that you won't see, I think, very commonly, at least in the club rides with North Florida Bicycle Club, both because people don't know what it is and because I will say that, in my opinion, it's a little bit more advanced riding. Now, some of you may disagree with that, and fine, start a YouTube channel if you want it. I think it's a little bit more advanced. I'll get to that at the end. So here's the example. So there's a typical pace line made up by those dashes. You're riding one behind the other, keeping feet, not inches. And there's the wind. In this case, the wind is coming and kind of hitting you on the left-hand shoulder. What happens in that case is that you are getting a benefit of the draft, but you're not getting all of it because that wind is coming a little bit from the side. It's not coming right at the face. So when you ride in an echelon, what you do is you ride staggered so that you're getting more benefit from the wind. You can see that second rider, in this case, little dash, is going to be blocked almost entirely from the wind, whereas in the first example, get that back out, that wind is also hitting them as well. So that is what an echelon is. It's just some staggered riding, and obviously you would stagger the other way. So why don't we do that so much in our rides? Well, first of all, you need the space to be able to do that. If you're in a bike lane, there's not always space. Sometimes you can still do that. But the reason I said I think it's a little bit more advanced type of paceline riding is you've got to be able to hold your line. So a lot of our riders just have a little lateral movement in their riding, and that's not very effective in an echelon. You've got to be able to be on that line and stay that if you're going to be staggered. Two, you got to keep a pretty steady pace. And without a person being directly in front of you, it's easier for you to have your pace shift a little bit, because what we don't want to have happening is overlapping wheels, having an echelon where you're lined up like this. Now, if you see professional riders in an echelon, they may do that. Those are pro riders. We don't ever want to overlap wheels in our rides, but it's easy to do that. So an echelon, in summary, again, is a type of riding. If you have a windy day and it's coming from the corner or the side and you have the space, you can keep that line. There's no problem with getting into an echelon, but in my experience, in most cases, we don't end up doing that.